All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dogs and cats. Welcome back to Your Specific Chiropractic series, mini-series on what we're calling Life Without Fear. If you didn't see our last video, please go back and watch it. This is going to be a series, and they're going to be numbered somehow. I don't know how our amazing staff is going to label those, but go back and watch the last one. Welcome to our new subscribers. I see that we're getting some more people on Instagram, not as many on Facebook and YouTube. But anyway, keep up the good work. I'm having a lot of fun with these. The term doctor in Latin means what? It means teacher. If you did not know that, when we call someone a PhD or an MD or a DC, anybody who is a doctor, whether it's a doctor of divinity or it's a doctor of medicine or a doctor of veterinary medicine, it doesn't matter. That doctor is a doctor because he is first and foremost a teacher. Okay, so part of the reason, part of the passion that we have for doing these videos is explaining what we do. What in the world's going on? We have people that have never been to a chiropractor ever before. So the learning curve, we want to get them up to speed quickly with how the body works, what's expected of the chiropractor, what is our primary like objective in life. But with this, our Life Without Fear little sequence here, we're going to talk today about belief systems. Your belief system, whether you believe it or not, is fundamental to how you process every bit of information that comes into you, whether it's from the media, whether it's from hearing a statistic about the virus or health or whatever. It doesn't matter what it is. Your underlying fundamental belief system is what prepares you to respond. So part of what we're going to talk about today is a little bit of a challenge towards your belief system. I just recently had a close personal friend of mine who just lost his mother in this past week. I just literally spoke to two of my patients who've lost 7 of their community members in the last several weeks. These are the times. Now, none of those are actually officially COVID related, but they were all COVID related, if you know what I mean. At times like this, so put yourself for 1 minute into that, my friend, or those two patients' perspective, or into their little world right now, because most of us have been there. If you've lived long enough, you've lived through the departing of a loved one. This is when our belief systems come up. They can be down here, but when something major happens, a death of a loved one especially, we feel the belief system surge up. And then it vibrates and it either collapses and fails or we're able to stand on it firmly. And this is what's being challenged in our world today. This whole COVID-19 going back to the beginning, back to a year ago almost now, when we started seeing lockdowns, the announcement from China and the Wuhan and this and that and the other thing. It's almost a year. And we've had a lot of time to reflect on these things. So stick with me. What is a belief system? Well, I believe in science. Fantastic. So do most people. But beyond, at the end of science, there's a period where it gets into a faith situation. Whether you like it or not, whether you're a diehard atheist who only believes that we are a product of time versus chance versus matter and a bolt of electricity and an enzyme particle and a bacterium and billions of years, or if you're a person who's a Bible-believing Christian who believes that we're the product of an amazing creation narrative, the pinnacle of that creation narrative is that man was created and given dominion and rule over the birds of the air, the fish of the sea, the animal that moves along the ground, and everything that the Lord God had made. It is much easier for me to be that second person than to be the first person, because if you are the first person, where you have lived now a purposeless existence, where you are not the product of a magical creation story, but you are just a random bunch of events who's going to bow their knee to this tiny little virus. Or is the crowning jewel of God's creation the actual crowning jewel that doesn't need to live in fear of a bacteria or a virus. Most of these things that we've lived with for millennia. Yes, the coronavirus 19 is different. It's a novel virus, but we've been exposed to it, 85% of it at least, of its genetic material and its protein structure for the past however long. Look at the back of your Lysol container. This is the belief system. Does your health come from above down, inside out, or outside in, below upwards? This is it. This is where you crash and fail, or where you stand and you have peace in your heart. Do you believe that your health comes from out there in the form of a pill or a potion or a lotion or a vaccine or whatever, and then it affects your body from outside in and below and up? Or do you believe that your life and health comes from above down, inside and out? This is the great point where you can get anybody into an argument. This is where we argue. This is where we've never had the conversation. And there's no argument. It is a factual thing that our health and our life comes from above down, inside out. There's no real way to get around it. But we don't live like that. We live like our life comes from taking this pill or taking that pill. Guys, the body does not need a whole lot to be healthy. Do you understand me? The body does not need a whole lot to be healthy. How do you fast for 30 days without taking in one drop of food? Getting adequate hydration is important. Getting good rest is important. Keeping track of your personal relationships is important. But how does the body live without food for 30 days? Well, that's how the body was made to work. And guess who made the body? Yeah, our Creator made the body. So as we go through this life without fear thing, it's going to be a challenge to your faith. Do you put more faith in science, or do you realize that at the end of science, there is a faith? And you're either putting your faith in science, which is basically just the natural law of things. You're trading what I would call the truth for the lie, or you're actually substituting the created for the creator. So you have to have peace in your life. You have to come to grips with the fact that you are not a product of time versus chance versus matter versus electrical explosion or this or that or the other thing, but you are the crown jewel of the created order that has been set in, and we have always lived with these microorganisms for the entire time the world has been around. We can't actually live. If all the bacteria on the earth died tomorrow, we would shortly die. Okay, you can't have advanced life without bacteriological life. It's actually just the way that it is. I told you some of these were not going to be easy. Some of these are going to be hard. And what I want you guys to realize is that I love you, I care about you, but I'm not afraid to take the little knife and put it against the stone. Okay? Simon and Garfunkel, I'd rather be the hammer than the nail. I'd rather be the windshield than the bug, whatever the great philosopher from country music said. Sometimes, and you guys know that the sword doesn't sharpen until it touches the stone. Okay? Do we want to be a dull knife going around through the world going, oh, okay, wear a mask. Oh, wear 2 masks. No, wear 3 masks. Or do you want to take your knife and put it against the stone and get sharpened? Some of these videos are going to do that for you. I love you. I care about you. I want you to know the truth. As we all move towards whatever this new normal is, we have got to wake up and see life for what it is. Until next time, this is Dr. John Ewer signing off from Ewer Specific Chiropractic. Thank you so much, and God bless.